Hello there. Are you ready for tonight's story? Well, tonight we're going to read a story that might remind you of an old story called The Little Red Hen, but it turns out differently, and besides all that, it's all about Texas. It's called Armadilly Chili, and it's by Will Terry. Are you ready? Miss Billy Armadilly skittered down the lane. A blue norther's a-blowin', and my old cold bones are rattling for a pot of hot armadilly chili, she said. She was gathering beetles when her tarantula friend Tex came by. "Hey, Tex, I'm making a pot of armadilly chili," said Miss Billy. "How about tapping your toes this way and helping me gather a box full of beetles?" Tex wiggled his long jiggly legs. "Shucks, Miss Billy, I'm going dancing today." "Then I'll fill my box with beetles myself," harumphed Miss Billy. When she finished, Miss Billy headed for her garden. She was picking jalapeno peppers and chipotle chilies when Mackie the bluebird swooped down from his bush. "A cold northern's a-blowin', Mackie. How about whistling us a tune and helping me pick a peck of peppers for my armadilly chili?" said Miss Billy. "Not today, Miss Billy," said Mackie. "I'm shaking my tail feathers to the movie." Miss Billy snorted. "Then I'll pick a peck of peppers myself." After she finished, Miss Billy scurried to the prickly pear cactus patch and started chippity-chop-chopping. Her friend Taffy, a horned toad, looked down from her rock. "How's a gal supposed to concentrate with such a racket going on?" "Taffy, I'm chopping cactus for my armadilly chili," said Miss Billy. "How about helping me chop a chunk or two?" "Can't you see I'm lacing my skates? I'm skating the day away," said Taffy. Miss Billy's face turned red. "Then I'll do the chopping myself." When her basket was full, Miss Billy hurried home. She began to fix her armadilly chili. She mixed and stirred and cooked and stirred some more. Soon the armadilly chili bubbled on the stove. Miss Billy was carrying out the trash when Tex tottered up. "Howdy, Miss Billy," said Tex. "It's a mighty cold night out, and I could smell that armadilly chili a-cooking all the way home from the dance hall." Miss Billy plunked the lid on the trash can. "I have a saying, Tex. No working with Billy, no sharing the chili. I'm afraid you've danced yourself out of a dinner, cowboy." "Whoa, I'm sorry you feel that way, Miss Billy." Tex whirled around and hurried home. Miss Billy stood there, feeling sour as a scorpion. Suddenly Mackie blew in on a cold breeze. "It's a rough wind a-blowing, Miss Billy, but I could face it if I could warm myself with a bowl of that fine-smelling armadilly chili." "Sorry, Mackie," snapped Miss Billy. "No working with Billy, no sharing the chili. Maybe remembering that movie will keep you warm." Mackie's tail feathers drooped, and he flew away. Miss Billy went inside to stir and taste her chili. It needed a little something. She dropped a few more peppers in the pot. "Ding dong!" Miss Billy answered the door. Taffy stood there shivering. I'm freezing, Miss Billy. Could I beg a bowl of your hot armadilly chili?" she chattered. Miss Billy shook her head. "Land sakes, Taffy, a horned toad with goosebumps is one sorry sight, but no working with Billy, no sharing the chili." Taffy shivered and skated away. Finally, the chili was done. It smelled delicious. Miss Billy took a taste. Her ears drooped. Her armadilly chili just wasn't right. It tasted flat as a Texas prairie. She checked her recipe. She hadn't forgotten anything. What was wrong? She looked around. Her kitchen was warm and bright and cozy. Outside, the wind howled and whistled. Miss Billy peered out the window into the darkness. "I know what I forgot," she said. Ding dong! The doorbell rang again. Miss Billy opened the door. Mackie, Tex, and Taffy stood in front of her. She gasped, "Land sakes, your noses are as blue as I feel. What are you carrying there?" "Sacks full of apologies," Tex said. "Well, come on in," said Miss Billy. "I brought a thermos. With hot apple cider for sipping with friends, Mackie said. I brought hot jalapeno biscuits for sopping with friends, Tex said. And I brought homemade chocolate fudge to sweeten us up, Taffy added. Miss Billy hugged them all. Friends. That's what my Armadilly chili was missing. The four friends set the table together, then talked and laughed long into the cold, blustery night. And the Armadilly chili was perfect.
You know, it wasn't fair that Billy's friends wouldn't help her make the chili, and yet they wanted some. It wasn't fair that she had to do all the work, but then they wanted to have some because it was cold. But you know, what Billy found out was that sometimes being fair is not the most important thing. Sometimes being right is not the most important thing. What's even more important than being fair and being right is having friends, is being connected. Life sometimes is not fair. Sometimes you may have to do more than others have to do. Sometimes others will get things that you don't get. But what is more important than being right and being fair is being connected to each other, is having friends. That's what was missing from Billy's chili, was the friends. And the good thing is that the friends realized that they hadn't been fair to Billy, and so they apologized. As Tex said, they came with a whole sack full of apologies. Apology is another word for asking for forgiveness. And Jesus says that's what we're supposed to do. You know, life was not fair to Jesus, and a lot of times we're not fair to Jesus. And yet, no matter what, Jesus loves us anyway. And when we feel like that we are separated from Jesus, maybe because we haven't done what's right, or we failed to do something we should have done when we weren't as helpful as we should have been, all we have to do is ask for forgiveness. And Jesus always forgives. And do you know why Jesus always forgives? Sure you do. Because he loves us this much. So God bless you. God bless you that you remember that you are the beloved child he created you to be. Good night.